And good evening, race fans. Welcome here as we begin the second half of our regular season, the segment of the season that I like to call the Chase to the Chase for the championship. We are getting ready here tonight for our longest race of the season. It's the Coca-Cola 600 at the home of where we had our exciting sprint showdown and all-star race. This is Charlotte Motor Speedway. Charles Sanford, two-time winner this season, wins at Atlanta and Talladega, will be lining up on the pole position, looking to become the only three-time winner this season. He's already the only two-time winner so far this year, and he'd love to be able to pick up a third victory, get himself the valuable bonus points once the chase field is compiled for the championship hunt. That would give him a huge advantage in the first round of the chase. He'll start off alongside of William Brock in the 15 car out of William Brock Motorsports. We've got a number of drivers here in this field that are locked into this week as well as the following weeks due to charters. If you didn't see the qualifying session for this race, I'll document them again during the course of this race, but this is going to be the exciting part of the season because this is when we're going to start to see drivers come out of the woodwork and put their name forward to be in the hunt for the chase for the championship. But let's go down trackside, get the command, and get this race underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
And there is the command to fire them up. A lot of editing went on during the All-Star race. Well, it's rolling over here into the chase for the championship. Over on the right side of your screen, you're going to see a whole lot of different features, including your starting grid. So, coming into this race, we've got these drivers that have wins already this season, like Charles Sanford, like Levi McIntyre, Dylan Poteet a couple of weeks ago. But there are drivers that are trying to also make their way in maybe on points. And there's a lot of names that I didn't really expect to see up here at this point of the season, and they're up here. They're winless, but they're up there in points. You got Cody Lamas, Grayson Acovito. Those two have really been up there in the top 5 in the point standings for a majority of this season. But then you've got names like Jessica Shelton. You've got JT Bryant. Where did these two come from? You've got Emmanuel Hartnett, Joshua Michaels. They're still in the hunt. And then even there's a couple of other drivers that are inside the top 15 in points that are winless, including the defending champion, Anthony McCrory, and Michael Norman. So it's not over till it's over. We've still got a total of 13 more races before the chase is going to start. So anything can happen, and we're going to see if that's going to be the case here tonight. Maybe another first-time winner to victory lane here at Charlotte. Coming off of turn number 4. And down the D-shaped front straightaway, Charles Sanford and William Brock waiting on the flagman. Green flag is out. We're underway in the Coca-Cola 600. One car did not get going back there. It looked like that might have been Kyle Matthews. Might have spun the tires, don't know. Everyone gets through turns 1 and 2 okay, as they're all double file, 3 wide further back. John Andrews tucks up to the high side. Here comes Trent Dunham for second. And here they come off the trouble spot, turn 4 double wide. Are they going to be able to make a lap under green? They are. Charles Sanford leading the first lap, and here comes Trent Dunham. Whoop, here comes Anthony McCrory to the inside. He might have gotten the apron there, almost slid up into Trent Dunham, and John Andrews is put up way on the high side. Gets the wall, but keeps it together, but killed the momentum of the entire outside line. Here comes McCrory in the Audi. Off of 4 they come. Everybody appears to still be okay back through the field. I don't know how, but somehow we've completed 2 laps of green flag race. I thought being a double wide start, it was going to take them no time to get 3 wide. 3 wide usually is trouble off of the corners. Oh my goodness, a couple cars got the wall that time. Sanford and Mongold amongst them. As here comes O'Neal Baldwin to the inside line. For the lead, here comes Keith Batson with teammate Jason Haywood. And there's Sanford to the wall, and there we go! Cars sliding through the grass. The caution flag is out. Big pile up. Holy cow! Jessica Shelton up into the air as somebody else just flew. I can't tell. That was Srigley who now comes back to land. Oh my goodness gracious me. Dylan Poteet involved. Daniel Voiles just plowed in along with Cole Baker. We're looking at Nathan Hudson, who's now a chartered machine, picking up the charter from James Qualls, who failed to make this race. Kat Tellier, the 35, almost runs into the back of this field. She's the other chartered ride that I said I would document. She got the charter from Johnson Adino's 83. He failed to make the race too, but oh my goodness, that was crazy. And pit road apparently is open. O'Neill Baldwin and Anthony McCurry are coming to pit road, along with Emmanuel Harnett. Zachary Stoltz, a lot of damage. There's the two cars of Batson and Haywood. Those two teammates were up there at the front. And it looks like Dylan Young will decide to stay out, along with Joshua Zakuli and Kyle Keith. Interesting there. They'll be second and third, and those are two drivers, as you can see, when it comes up on the right side of your screen. They're in the chase for the top 30, if you will. Both former winners this season, but need to be in the top 30 in the standings for their win to count towards a chase position. So Dylan Young leads us under our first caution of the evening. We're going to be taking a lot of camera angle looks at a replay of what just happened. There was just so much contact and everything, and it's hard to get a really good camera angle to find out where it actually started. So we're using our helicopter view, and there you see the contact between Keith Batson and Trent Dunham. Sends Trent up into Charles Sanford. Nathan Hudson gets a piece of it there. There go the two KAB Racing Enterprises car through the grass. And unfortunately, that means they're just going to come right back up the racetrack. Oh, right there, Dylan Poteet runs into the back of Nathan Hudson. And I don't know if anybody clobbers the one car of Trent Dunham or not. We'll get to what happens further up in just a moment. Just seeing if the one car gets through. Looks like he doesn't get nailed. Okay, so we're going to actually bring the replay back. We're going to go to Haywood. Good Lord, that 05 and the 02. All right, so through the grass goes Haywood. We've seen it all weekend long. That D-shaped front straightaway, no grip in the grass. The car just slides back up. And the one he's going to get is going to be that 05 of Joseph Srigley. And look at Srigley down in the pavement. Shades of Sean Gallagher from the All-Star race. And Shelton was almost like door banging him when he sprung up. And that's what shot the 02 into the air. And she lands right down on top of Zachary Stoltz. It's 86. And then here comes Srigley. Bam! Right down in front of Joshua Michaels. Dallas McIntosh has a lot of damage. John Arndt, a lot of damage. Michael Norman might have some damage there. Maybe Kyle Matthews. And look at Cody Lamas coming into view. Sean Galligan, they're all trying to woe up. I think I see some damage on the front of Carson Scott. Got to get back there to that, where all that's going on. Dylan Poteet runs in the back of Nathan Hudson again. Chris Dodd trying to woe up. He's going to run into the back of Sean Galligan. There you see Daniel Voiles and Cole Baker. Never slowed down. They ran into the back of Dylan Poteet and Kat Tellier. Well, buckle up, folks. It's time for some onboard cameras. On board with Joshua Michaels. Hello! My goodness. And Shelton's car, I think, ended up on its roof. And now on board with Levi McIntyre. Wow. What a tremendous piece of driving there by the 99. How he got through that, I have no idea. Car's wrecking right, left, in front of him, and he makes it through unscathed. And now maybe the craziest onboard camera you'll see this entire race. We're on board the rookie, Zachary Stoltz. Where did Shelton go? Right there. My goodness. Crazy happenings here in the beginning stages of the Coca-Cola 600, and we still got a long way to go. The lights are out atop the pace car. We will go back green on lap 8 of 60. We do have some drivers that had to have some extended stay on pit road to repair damage that are down a lap now. Trent Dunham, Chris Dodd, Michael Norman you see lining up there on the inside line, but probably better to be a lap down than be out of the race, which a number of drivers already are, including Cole Baker, Daniel Voiles, Carson Scott, John Arndt, both of the AS Racing cars, 39th and 40th. Dylan Poteet, Jessica Shelton, Jason Haywood, Joseph Srigley, Keith Batson out of the race, along with John Andrews. So 32 of our 42 cars are still running, 29 of them still on the lead lap. Dylan Young, he is the only driver out of Young Motorsports since they started Season 1 in the Hersheys Cup Series that has not gone to victory lane. Levi McIntyre went to victory lane at Las Vegas earlier on this year. JT Bryant has 2 wins that came last year in the Hersheys Cup Series. Dylan Young was close at Pocono. Remember, he was leading at Pocono and he wrecked. Trying to get some redemption here. And then you got Joshua Sekuli and Kyle Keith. They're second and third for this restart. They're trying to make their way into the top 30 in points. Green flag back out. Sekuli the winner at Martinsville. Keith the winner at Pocono. Tim Walsh, Levi McIntyre, your top 5 as the green flag waves once more. And Dylan Young and Joshua Sekuli seem to actually get a good restart. Kyle Keith, on the other hand, did not. And here comes Joshua to the inside for the lead. A second win for either him or Kyle Keith would certainly help them make some tremendous strides towards the top 30 in points. There's a valuable bonus point for a lap led for the 47 car. Now Kyle Keith wants to do the same. Joshua Sekuli didn't seem like he really wanted to let Kyle Keith on by. These two know that they're battling each other to get into the top 30 in the point standings. Kyle Keith is 31st in point, or like that, no, I'm sorry, 36th in points, and Sekuli is 37th in points. Battle on for third. Zach Flickinger to the inside of Levi McIntyre. Keep in mind, Flickinger is a former winner of the Hersheys Cup Series, won back at Lime Rock nearing the end of Season 1. He will take the third position away from McIntyre, who's now in the wall and going to lose fourth place to his teammate Dylan Young. Zachary Fitzwater, his teammate Jake Baskinger, won the All-Star race here a couple nights ago. Right now, the driver that won at Rockingham, UK, running in the 6th position. I've got a battle for 7th going on here between Tim Walsh and the 5, who's still looking for his first win of the season, and then Benjamin Miles, who ended up winning earlier on this season at Bristol. Right now, that is the battle for 7th. Walsh has it. Miles back in 8th. 9th place right now, O'Neal Balvin. And Joshua Michaels at the moment would complete the top 10. And there is Jake Baskinger, All-Star race winner. Right now scored in the 13th position. The defending winner of this race, James Richardson, when he won this race in the number 6 for Roush Fenway Racing last season. Right now, he's in 14th. About to take 13th from Kyle Matthews. Meanwhile, we'll move back up to the front. We got a battle for 2nd place going on here, as Kyle Keith has taken over the lead. Circuli now moves into 2nd. Dylan Young trying to take 3rd from Zach Flickinger. Levi McIntyre there in 5th, and Zachary Fitzwater is now reeled in the top 5, so now he's going to maybe try and work his way up into the top 5, maybe up to the top position. It's a big gap from 6th place Zachary Fitzwater back to 7th place Tim Walsh, and if this thing goes into a long green flag run, this gap that the top 6 have built up could really play a big factor. The other thing you got to keep in mind, too, is a number of drivers came to pit road under that caution, but there were some drivers that stayed out, like the 2 of Dylan Young, the 47 of Circuli, and the 42 of Kyle Keith. So, that makes you wonder, can these drivers that stayed out make it on 1 stop? Or are they going to have to make it on 2? If that's the case, can the drivers that did pit under the caution make it on 1 stop? As they're about to catch Nathan Hudson in the 7, and he'll move up to the high side. Well, he was going to move to the high side, I thought, but then he moved low. Kyle Keith went around on the high line, and it just held up Sekuli, McIntyre, Fitzwater. Now Zach Flickinger held up behind the Attack on Titan Chevrolet, who nearly just came up and squeezed Dylan Young into the wall. Right now, Nathan Hudson, 28th. Now a chartered machine. Trying to make the most of it here tonight. And he now is the first car one lap down. Kyle Keith scampers away, but he's got more drivers to have to encounter here. More lap traffic. That would be Chris Dodd in the 08. And Brandon Gonzalez in the 23, as I thought maybe Chris Dodd was going to squeeze Kyle Keith into the wall. Fortunately did not. Yikes. And the caution's out. Caution flags waving for the second time tonight. And that's going to be a huge break for a couple of other drivers that were just about to fall down a lap in the next few laps. In the next few laps. That would have been Sean Galligan and Grayson Acavito. Yellow flag is out. Tough break, that caution flag coming out for drivers like Brandon Gonzalez and Chris Dodd. If it had come out maybe one lap sooner, they probably would still be on the lead lap. Pits will be open this time. The caution coming out on lap 17. I would think Kyle Keith, Circoli, and Dylan Young will definitely have to pit this time by. We'll see if all the other leaders pit with them or not. And it looks like, yep, McIntyre's coming in. So is Fitzwater. And the car that I guess the caution came out for, there's a couple of cars on pit road. That is Michael Norman, his teammate Tim Walsh, and the 97 of Emmanuel Hartnett. Number of drivers that were actually running up close to just inside the top 10, if not maybe 11th, 12th place. Norman was a lap down, but he was running up in that area too. So let's take a look and see what happened to put us under the caution here for the second time tonight. Oh my goodness, there was almost some contact there between Kyle Keith and Dallas McIntosh. As it looks like Keith will win the battle off pit road and will more than likely restart this race as the leader. Nobody decided to stay out. So we're under the caution. Let's see what happened to put us under our second yellow of the evening here in the Coca-Cola 600. Wow, some really hard racing here. Just bad. I think it was for the 10th position. Baskinger's going to get the wall. He gets into Tim Walsh. Now the two of them nearly have it saved, but unfortunately Walsh is going to get his car into the grass. Slides back up. Just clips the left rear of Baskinger, and that sends his car around right in front of traffic. And unfortunately, the car that's going to clobber him is going to be his teammate there in the 3, Michael Norman. A lot of smoke. Can't really see where he's going. And all of a sudden, there's McCrory to the inside, and Norman's got no choice. You know, there's nowhere he can go. He couldn't get down low enough, and then a shot there from Emmanuel Hartnett in the 97. Remember, we talked about Hartnett doesn't have a win this year, but he's running pretty well in the point standings. That's really going to hurt him. Norman flipping and barrel rolling here on the front straightaway. Hartnett was 19th when he crossed the stripe. Tim Walsh was in 10th. And Michael Norman was just trying to salvage a decent finish tonight. He was at the time a lap down. So two of the Michael Norman Motorsports cars involved here, along with Emmanuel Hartnett. That's what put us under the caution. Let's go back to green. So 3 more drivers back behind the wall, the 3 that would be expected that were involved in the incident: Michael Norman, Tim Walsh, and Emmanuel Hartnett. So that leaves us 29 cars still running, 24 of them on the lead lap. Chris Dodd is 2 laps down. Nathan Hudson, Brandon Gonzalez, Cody Lamas, and Trent Dunham are all down 1 lap apiece. Sean Galligan right now, the last car in the lead lap, in the 24th position. Let's give a full field rundown here if we can. Kyle Keith will restart as the leader. Joshua Sekuli in second. Levi McIntyre in third. By the way, he got credited for leading a lap when they made the pit stops there. So valuable bonus point for him. Zachary Fitzwater in fourth, and James Richardson's now up to fifth. Sixth place, Zach Flickinger. 7th is O'Neal Baldwin. 8th is JT Bryant. 9th, Benjamin Miles. Kyle Matthews in 10th. Ryan Madden 11th. 12th is Anthony McCurry. 13th, the pole sitter Charles Sanford. 14th, outside pole sitter William Brock. 15th is Joshua Michaels. 16th, Dallas McIntosh. Dylan Young's back in 17th now. 18th, Zachary Stoltz. 19th place is Leon Alvarez. 20th, Jake Baskinger. 21st, Austin Mongol. 22nd, Grayson Acavito. 23rd, Kat Tellier, and Sean Galligan in 24th place. Green flag back out. Keith is good on these restarts. And he's going to pull away again. Joshua Sekuli caught napping that time. Kyle Keith and then second back through sixth single file. Now they're going to start spreading out. The battle will be for third. Fitzwater to the inside of Levi McIntyre. Flickinger to the inside of Richardson for fifth. And when I went through that running order, I thought to myself, how in the world is Zachary Stoltz still running? That is a car that had Jessica Shelton fly up in the air and then come crashing down on his hood. And somehow, someway, he's still running and he's still on the lead lap. Kyle Keith just watching all this in his rearview mirror. Got to be loving it. Battle continues for second. Zach Flickinger now trying the inside line on Fitzwater, and Levi McIntyre thinks about maybe making it 3 wide out of 2. Thinks better of it. Now will make the move. Finally exiting turn number 2. Top 10 have really broken away. There is 10th place O'Neal Balvin. 11th place Leon Alvarez with William Brock, Charles Sanford, and Anthony McCrory. That is 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th right now. Kyle Matthews there in 15th. Meanwhile, back up here at the front, battle continues to rage from second on back. However, they really haven't let Kyle Keith get away. If anything, they've actually reeled him in just a little bit, even with battling side by side. And you look right there in that shot, only 2 of the drivers in that shot have not been to victory lane yet this season. That would be the 2 U.S. Army cars, the 01 of Zach Flickinger and the 8 of Ryan Madden. You have to go all the way back to 10th place before you find your first driver who would be picking up his first win of his Hersheys Cup Series career, and that'd be O'Neal Balvin. Kyle Keith, Zachary Fitzwater, Levi McIntyre, James Richardson, Joshua Sekuli, Benjamin Miles, they all have wins this year. Zach Flickinger, Ryan Madden, and JT Bryant all have wins last year. O'Neal Balvin, the only one in the top 10 who has not found victory lane in a Hersheys Cup Series race. Ryan Madden fighting his way up there. He's all the way up to 3rd place right now. His win, which I actually had forgotten about and actually looked back and was like, oh wow, I'd forgotten all about that. What do you know? Was actually at Talladega Super Speedway. It was the penultimate race last season when he drove the 88 car. And he would love to be able to give Sega Motorsports their 2nd win of the season. But he'd have to get by his teammate Kyle Keith to do so. As next time by, we'll have hit the halfway point here in the Coca-Cola 600. 2 caution flags, a big wreck in the early stages of this race, and then a 2nd caution flag coming out at lap 17. Up to this point, 29 cars still running, 24 of them on the lead lap. Speaking of that, I believe one of those cars is just up ahead. That's the slower car of Nathan Hudson as well as Chris Dodd, a couple of drivers that are already off the lead lap, and looks like they'll be encountered momentarily. Kyle Keith did pretty well getting through lap traffic before, and then we had that caution flag right when the leaders were encountering lap traffic. We'll see how he does here when he catches up to the 7 and the 08. 3 wide. That's for the 3rd position. Fitzwater sticks it right down there. And you look at some of these drivers up here and you think to yourself, kind of, what do they have to lose right now? Kyle Keith, Levi McIntyre, Zachary Fitzwater, Joshua Sekuli, Benjamin Miles, James Richardson, as Flickinger got the wall hard there off of 4. They're all former winners this season. What they're trying to do now is win and get valuable bonus points for when the chase field is compiled. Now, of course, Kyle Keith and Joshua Sekuli are also trying to work their way into the top 30 in the standings, but a win definitely would be a great step in the right direction for them, as right now, 2nd on back are boxed in behind the lap machines of Nathan Hudson and Chris Dodd. They got to get around him. Kyle Keith is scampering away right now. Fitzwater gonna look to the inside. He will clear a lane for himself. Oh, Ryan Madden into the wall! Collecting Levi McIntyre. Benjamin Miles is in it as well. Caution! They all keep it straight and keep it going, but Flickinger. Oh, look out! Oh, William Brock just ran over Benjamin Miles. Anthony McCurry up into the wall. And the yellow flag is out. They've just taken the caution. And I don't think there was a single driver, even in the follow-up incident, that didn't actually just drive away. I don't think anybody was stopped in any way, shape, or form. Everybody kept it going. They got it all straightened out. Wow. For a moment there, I thought we weren't even going to have a caution. It almost looked like they saved it out of 2, but then Benjamin Miles got clipped, got turned around, and that's when they threw the caution. Pits are open this time. Everybody's coming down pit road, but you gotta wonder just how much damage Levi McIntyre, Zach Flickinger, Ryan Madden, Benjamin Miles, how much damage they sustained from that. As looks like it's gonna be a 4-tire stop for the 42 team. Now let's see who's going to come out first. A little extended stay there for Kyle Keith. And I think the leader coming off pit road might be that 76 of Zachary Fitzwater. And indeed it will be, unless somebody stayed out. Nobody stayed out. Chris Dodd and Nathan Hudson, their lap down cars, they got out ahead of the new leader, Fitzwater. But it'll be Fitzwater, Richardson, Sekuli, then O'Neal Baldwin, and Charles Sanford now up into the top 5. And it'll be Alvarez, Baskinger. Keith will come out in 8th. 9th, Sean Galligan, and Anthony McCurry will be the top 10 when we go back green. Let's take a look at a replay of what just happened. An incident right up at the front of the field from about maybe 4th place on back. Now we have to see if Ryan Madden maybe got a bump from behind from Joshua Sekuli, because his car just shot up the racetrack. Boy, there might have been some contact, but he did get the apron too. Slides up there into Flickinger and then just can't keep it straight. Collects Levi McIntyre into the wall there. Now at this point, they've kept it together. They've kept it straight, but then he gets into JT Bryant, and Bryant's going to hook around Benjamin Miles. Right then was when the caution flag came out. There you go. There's the caution. Yeah, if the 25 hadn't been spun, we probably still would have been racing under green flag conditions. And there you can see those 4 right there. I don't know about JT Bryant. He's kind of a questionable on how much damage he might have sustained. And then you see the Aaron's Dream Machine of William Brock coming into view. These drivers, they see the smoke, but they see everybody driving away. So maybe they don't realize that these drivers are slightly off the pace, trying to get back up to speed. Or maybe William Brock just didn't have anywhere to go. Benjamin Miles is actually running rather high on track. He's still in the middle groove. He should be down in the lower groove, as should Ryan Madden. Oh, yeah, there was nothing that William Brock could do there. Boy. Yeah, he had O'Neal Baldwin on the high side. Couldn't move up. And then you see Charles Sanford and Anthony McCurry up and into the wall. As a matter of fact, a little bit of contact there between the 15 and the 03. As Sanford and McCurry ride the outside retaining wall there, trying to scrub off speed to not run into the back of William Brock. Can't fault William Brock there. As a matter of fact, the fault would be more on Benjamin Miles and Ryan Madden, not bringing their cars down a little bit further on the back straightaway so that way drivers could get by them in case they're in a double-wide situation like Brock was. That was a pretty hard lick there into the left front for William Brock as well. So a lot of extensive damage for the outside pole sitter, and that is what put us under the caution for the 3rd time here tonight in the Coca-Cola 600. We're past the halfway point. Let's go back green. And I wondered if that damage would be significant enough to take William Brock out of this race, and unfortunately that is the case. He will finish 29th here tonight. And that leaves us 28 cars still running, and 23 of them now on the lead lap. Zachary Fitzwater's team got him off pit road first. A rather extended stay for Kyle Keith. He comes out in 8th, so I'm not certain what that was all about. I do know he did have some right side damage, so maybe they were repairing that to avoid some tire issues later on, maybe wheel rub issues or something. But it'll be Fitzwater, James Richardson, Joshua Sekuli, then O'Neal Baldwin and Charles Stanford's now up to 5th. Leon Alvarez, Jake Bassinger, Kyle Keith, Sean Galligan, and Anthony McCurry are the top 10. That's the way they came off pit road. That's the way they will restart as we get ready to go back green here on lap 38 of 60. By my calculations, that gives us 23 laps to go. Here we go. We're back underway. Double wide in no time at all. Battle on for second. Joshua Sekuli. O'Neal Baldwin going to move by James Richardson for second and third. And Baldwin wants to go to second place. Oh, Charles Sanford got the wall. Got the wall pretty hard, too. He lost about 4 positions because of that. Dropped all the way back from 6th to 9th. And they are 3 wide further back there with McCurry, Kyle Keith, and Leon Alvarez. Battle on for the lead. O'Neal Baldwin to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater. Baldwin has 2 front row starting spots so far this season. One of them a pole back at Talladega. But he's not been able to close the deal yet. He'd love to be able to pick up his first win of the season, first win of his career here tonight. But look who's looming right there in the 3rd position now. And that's the All-Star Race winner, Jake Baskinger. Look out for him. Here comes the defending champ, Anthony McCurry, and here comes Leon Alvarez. We haven't talked about that 9 car all night long, and here he is now up in the mix, trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Kyle Keith still maintaining with this lead pack in the 8th position, and then you got to drop quite a ways back before you get to 9th place. That's Charles Sanford, and the battle is on for 10th. Cat Tellier going to take the spot. There's Zach Flickinger battling as well, and you've got Kyle Matthews also in this mix. That's 10th, 11th, and 12th right now. Oh boy! Baskinger into the wall off of turn 4. Almost collected up with Joshua Sekuli. Kept it together though, but my goodness, that was a bit dicey. Meanwhile, back up at the front, O'Neal Baldwin enjoying the view right now. Anthony McCurry, the defending champ, going to go to the inside line. Anthony McCurry was the champion last season, but his first win didn't come until we were basically almost to the chase. He'd love to be able to clinch himself a spot in this chase for the championship as early as possible. Here in the first race of the second half of the regular season, here he comes to the inside, side by side with O'Neal Baldwin. Battle between a couple Dodge Darts for the 3rd position. Leon Alvarez and Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater slips up out of 4, and here comes Alvarez to fill in the spot. New leader, the 61 Audi A5 out of Kyotech Racing. Anthony McCurry trying to close the deal here and pick up what I believe would be his 3rd career Hersheys Cup Series victory. I believe it's his 3rd. I think he had 2 wins last year. Maybe not. Maybe it was only 1. I'll have to look back and find out. I'd rather not have a caution flag to have an opportunity to look and see, though. Love to see this thing run green to the end. But if it does, I have the very strange feeling that lap traffic could play a factor into the outcome of this finish. Top 5, single file. We actually have a battle going on back here. That is for the 7th position. James Richardson, defending winner of this race. Jake Baskinger, the All-Star Race winner. And he'll try to the inside line again. No moves made up front right now. It's McCurry, Baldwin, Fitzwater, Alvarez. Then you got Joshua Sekuli and Kyle Keith trying to stay in the draft of these 4. And here comes Fitzwater. Got a nice run through the middle of the corner. Tries the inside line. Can't do it on Baldwin this time. And I believe I just heard some engines up ahead indicating slower lap traffic will be coming into play in the next couple laps. Yep, I believe that was Chris Dodd. He's got about a straightaway over the leaders right now. So they'll probably catch him within the next lap and a half. Anthony McCurry, coming into this race, I believe is 15th in the point standings. So even if he doesn't win this race, with the laps that he's leading right now, that's some valuable bonus points for him. Now, obviously, he'd love to be able to have a win to clinch himself a spot in the championship, because right now, things are getting a little bit congested as far as space for drivers to get into the chase via points. And where is McCurry going to go in all of this? He goes to the bottom. And Trent Dunham battling with Nathan Hudson is going to kind of block that lane. I believe that's actually for position between the 1 and the 7, and now McCurry will head the inside line past the lap traffic. So lap cars not going to be as much of an issue here, and here comes Balvin looking to the bottom of McCurry, coming out of 4, and he is alongside. He kept it to the inside of the left rear, side by side for the lead again. Tell you who did not get through that lap traffic really well, and that was Joshua Sekuli. He's still having difficulty in the 5th position. Then you got Kyle Keith, Baskinger, Richardson. They're about to catch up here as well. Keith goes low. He'll make it through. Baskinger gets through. Richardson does the same. Now they're caught up behind Trent Dunham and Nathan Hudson. And forges a hole to the inside there, and it looks like they'll get through. Oh, wow. Trent almost came down and blocked. That would have been his teammate he would have blocked there if that had been the case. And look at Richardson using the lap traffic to now battle with Baskinger again. That battle for 7th still going on between those two. Battle for the lead is back on. Anthony McCurry trying to take the spot back away from O'Neal Balvin. And he's got Brandon Gonzalez just up ahead. That's a good buddy of Anthony McCurry. So I wonder if McCurry was going to use him as a pick, and he does. It's going to allow him to kind of drive away for the moment. Fitzwater moves to 2nd. Alvarez to 3rd, and O'Neal Balvin now gets held up behind the 23, slips from 2nd all the way back to 4th. Next time by, 8 laps to go. Anthony McCurry doing a great job getting through the lap traffic. Whoa, some contact there between Fitzwater and Alvarez for that 2nd position. That's allowing O'Neal Balvin to close back in here, making a 3-man fight for the runner-up spot. McCurry says, you guys just keep doing that. And I'll try driving away as Fitzwater gets the wall off of 2. Now he'll drift back to 4th place. Alvarez now up to 2nd. And here comes O'Neal Balvin to try and take that spot away from him, coming off of 4. Got a little tight there off the corner, but kept it to the inside, still side by side for 2nd place. Meanwhile, Anthony McCurry about to encounter some more traffic. That's Benjamin Miles and Sean Galligan, 22nd and 23rd, both on the tail end of the lead lap. Both seasoned veterans as well, so I would think they're going to let the leaders on by, as they'll continue to battle for the 22nd position. Unless McCurry can't get to them in time, he's going to try and get to the inside of them here in 1, and they both are going to, ooh, wow! They're both going to move up, but McCurry, I think he didn't think they were going to give him very much room. He actually got 2 tires down the apron, nearly slid up into him. And now O'Neal Balvin finds himself boxed in again, and that brings Zachary Fitzwater to his back bumper. 5 laps to go here in the Coca-Cola 600. Can Anthony McCurry close the deal and put himself in the hunt for his 2nd championship here in the Hersheys Cup Series? Not out of the woods yet. O'Neal Balvin, Zachary Fitzwater, Leon Alvarez, they're all clear of the lap traffic as well, and they're starting to try and run him down again. The last time by, McCurry had about a 7/10 of a second lead. This time by, it was cut down to 6/10. They're reeling him in again with less than 4 to go. More traffic up ahead, and they're battling each other. That's Mongold, Ryan Madden, and Zachary Stoltz. I believe that is 19th, 20th, and 21st, with 18th place Dallas McIntosh just up ahead as well. McCurry's done a great job getting through the lap traffic, but this could be very interesting as Balvin and Fitzwater are working together to reel him in. They cut it down to 3/10 last time by. It will be 2 to go next time around. Here comes Balvin, Fitzwater, Alvarez, and here comes the lap traffic. 2 laps to go. McCrory trying to hang on. Those cars ahead could be the deciding factor into who's winning this race. Oh, they're 3 wide up ahead of him. They are 3 wide ahead of him. Where's McCrory going to go? He's got to find somewhere. He's going to try low. Balvin, he's going to try high. Which line's going to move? Into the wall is Austin Mongold. That killed Balvin's momentum. Here goes Fitzwater. White flag. Fitzwater may still have a chance as McCrory is held up behind Zachary Stoltz. Gets the apron again. Here comes Fitzwater. McCrory now to the inside, trying to clear. He's boxed in. Fitzwater's boxed in. Here comes Balvin for second. McCrory's going to make it. McCrory's got them all boxed in, and he's going to take the checkered flag and win the Coca-Cola 600 here at Charlotte. What did I tell you? Lap traffic was going to play a factor, and it definitely did. Fitzwater was completely boxed in. Balvin was completely boxed in. There's nothing they could have done to be able to catch Anthony McCrory. And this puts a big statement to all the other former winners this season that may have locked themselves up a chase spot. The former champ, defending champ, he is here and he wants to defend his title. McCrory may have just locked himself up a spot in his second straight chase for the championship. Only time will tell if he can go 2 for 2 in turning that into a championship run. O'Neal Balvin, what a great run for him there in second place. I think that might be his second place finish. I'm almost certain he finished second a few weeks ago at Pocono as well. Zachary Fitzwater in third and Leon Alvarez in fourth. Joshua Sekuli trying to get into that top 30 in the points. Fifth place run here tonight. The the All-Star race winner, Jake Baskinger, sixth. The defending winner of this race, James Richardson, gets seventh. Kyle Keith will get eighth. Joshua Michaels, great run for him in ninth. And how about Grayson Acavito? Another consistent run for the 66 team in 10th. First race as a chartered team, Kat Tellier comes home 11th. 12th place for Dylan Young. Kyle Matthews will get 13th. Zach Flickinger 14th. Levi McIntyre there in 15th. The damage that he sustained along with Flickinger, I think that really took them out of the scenario for the win. JT Bryant will get 16th. And Charles Sanford, the pole sitter, is the last car to finish on the lead lap in 17th place. Lap down cars, you got Dallas McIntosh 18th, 19th Zachary Stoltz, 20th Ryan Madden, 21st Austin Mongold, Sean Galligan 22nd, Benjamin Miles 23rd, 24th Cody Lamas, 25th Brandon Gonzalez, Trent Dunham 26th, Nathan Hudson 27th, and Chris Dodd finished the last car on the lead lap in the 28th position. Here's the rest of the cars that finished out of the race. William Brock, Emmanuel Hartnett, Tim Walsh, Michael Norman, John Andrews, Keith Batson, Joseph Srigley, who took that really high jump into the air after he hit the glitch. Jason Haywood. Shelton also flew in the air. Dylan Poteet, 38th, 39th, John Arndt, Carson Scott, 40th, 41st, Daniel Voyles, and Cole Baker in 42nd. The drivers this is really going to hurt mostly are drivers like Dylan Poteet and Carson Scott, former winners this season, who are running okay in the point standings, but they definitely want to still keep themselves in the top 30 in points. And also, this is going to hurt Jessica Shelton, who was running really well in the point standings overall, even though she doesn't have a win. This is going to drop her down in the point standings as well. So, Anthony McCrory puts Audi in victory lane. I want to say it's for the third time in their career, but it might only be their second. But it's the first time this season, nonetheless. So, congratulations to them on the victory, and as I said, that'll more than likely lock them up a spot in the chase for the championship if they can keep themselves up there in the point standings. Speaking of point standings, we're about to show you what the rookie points and the overall points look like heading into next. Speaking of next week, you saw a lot of drivers in this race go up and get the outside retaining wall out of turns 2 and 4. Well, guess where we're going next week? The famed Darlington Stripe Maker. Darlington Raceway is our next stop, and it should be very interesting to see what these drivers are going to have to deal with the track conditions there, especially after what they had to deal with here tonight. Great race, though. Really enjoyed this one. Hope you guys did, too. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Again, here's your full finisher results. And then we'll show you your rookie points and your main points heading next week at Darlington, as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its Best. Goodbye from the Coca-Cola 600.